The Curry Student Center at Northeastern University was the site for the 4th annual Teenage Interfaith Diversity Conference, known as TIDE. Begun in 2007 by a Sharon teenager, the purpose of TIDE is for young people to gather and engage in conversations about identity and what's important to them. Interfaith Action, a nonprofit organization which fosters teens celebrating diversity, offered this year's conference. Comcast was proud to be a sponsor of such an event.
The Teenage Interfaith Diversity Education Conference is an opportunity for young people, for high school students, to come together despite their differences, to learn about each other. Who are you? What do you believe? Jews, Christians, Muslims, Hindus, Buddhists.
Does that make you more interested in the conversation as well?
Yeah, because if you ask a question that you want to know that they can relate to.
There are teens here together at the Northeastern University campus for 3 days. Teenagers have spent the last 6 months planning a conference that can bring young people together to talk, to dialogue, to understand each other, to have a good time, to make friendships, because it's really about building relationships.
The reason I really got involved at the TIDE conference is because I feel like I have a responsibility as someone who's lived in such a diverse town. I live in Sharon, Massachusetts, and I feel like I have the responsibility, but also the privilege of living in this town. But the responsibility is to be able to share the idea of pluralism. And what pluralism is the ability to engage diversity. And I want to be able to show people from other towns that might not have as much diversity what it really means to take advantage of diversity and to be able to share things with other people.
I just was really excited to be a part of it because I believed in the message, which was teen empowerment, and teens could really do something to change the world and really lead the conversation and lead the change for diversity and pluralism. And I also wanted to meet a lot of different people and learn about different cultures and religions and really practice what I preach and be a pluralistic person and reach out to others.
Planning this conference took a lot of hard work and took a lot of time. We've really been planning this for the whole entire year. Everyone has put in a lot of time, and I think it's really paying off with how well this conference is going right now.
So many of the teens that are involved in this program and in this conference talk about how their dinner table conversation has changed. They sit down with their parents and they talk about, you know, I learned this about this person, or I never knew that. And that parents often say to themselves, gosh, my worldview is opened up and I really see things in different ways now because of the result of my teen being involved in this work.
In the workshop I was in this afternoon, the adults could not believe how well the kids were facilitating. Many of them work with teens themselves, so they were surprised to see that the teens run the workshops, were able to get us talking, able to get us, you know, doing the stuff we need to be doing, talking about ourselves, talking about religion, basically opening up to each other.
I'm just blown away by how much she can, you know, I've heard her speech yesterday, and I mean, I've never heard her speak like, and I saw the, you know, way she handles groups, and it's just sort of, that's my kid, and I didn't know that she could do it.
I'm a facilitator at the TIDE conference, so I actually work with adults mostly at this conference, but I work with them on how to improve their programs, figure out what can be improved, what are their strengths, how can we all work together, all the different organizations, to make this a real movement among teenagers.
I have very strong belief that young people, when they're empowered, when adults say to them, what are the barriers to pluralism, to people understanding each other, that they really want to do something to change that and make those problems and address the problems.
My favorite part about really the interfaith, this interfaith conference has really been just the free time when you're able to talk with people. I know we practice skills the entire time, but then when you get to put them into action, maybe after all the activities are done and you're really just talking with people, learning about where they're coming from and why their opinions are what they are.
Skills that I'll be leaving with will be like how to approach somebody, how to deal with differences, how to agree to disagree with other people. And I really want to use these skills to learn about people around me who I know are different than me, like with different faiths, different cultures, different ethnicities. And I feel like this is our future. This is what we have to do. We have to come together.
This is really huge for teens. I think it really shows people if you give teens an opportunity, they will do something really amazing.
And my hope is that teens will come away inspired. You know, I could plan a dialogue in my community. I could bring two groups together that don't seem to be talking and facilitate a different kind of conversation.
They learn the skills here, but they're all going to bring them back to their own community, and they're all going to bring it back to their own organization So it's really going to be a wave of change. Once you educate these few people, they're all going to bring it back, and it's really going to change the whole country and maybe even the world.